welcome back to my vlog channel. Hi! I have been in the silliest goofy mood for the last hour and a half that we've been driving. Rosie and I have just been talking. I've been on the phone with CJ. We were talking. We've been playing I Spy. I've been making my daughter laugh, which is obviously the greatest feeling of all time. Yeah, just making silly voices and stuff like that. So it's been great. It's been fantastic, Rooney. Let me take a sip of my beverage. Yes, quite. Very good. But now, Rosita Bonita Chiquita Pepita Banana is on her phone watching some learning videos about animals, probably. Or some kind of amphibian. Or bug. You never know. But I figured it would be a good time to talk to you. Just to give you a little call. Let you know how I'm doing. So the trip, it's going great. We are driving. We're going home. You know how I do. Okay, if you've been here before, you already know the deal. I do tend to, here, let me make sure I have nothing in my nose, because how embarrassing would that be if you figured out I was a human being, not some glorious sweet angel. But yeah, if you know, I never just go home. I never just book it home. Try to find the fastest route. I don't do that. I go out of my way to make it as inconvenient as possible. And I'll tell you what, oh my God, you guys, I was looking for Airbnbs for tonight because the trip is over. The North Carolina leg of the trip is over, and now it's time to head home. And I found the most beautiful, I'm not even joking, this is me saying this, okay? Most beautiful Airbnb I have ever seen in the entirety of my life. I have never seen anything like this before. It was picture a little cottage in Italy that fairies live in. It was the coolest, oh my God, it was the coolest building I've ever seen. And I wanted to book it so badly, but it was $500 something for 2 nights. And I was I just can't justify it. And because it was booking for the next day, there's a time limit most of the time to when you can book something on Airbnb. You either have to book it 24 hours in advance or 12 hours or whatever the person decides who owns the Airbnb. And so the clock was ticking, it was ticking down, and I was just screw it, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. And then the time had passed. It was nope, you needed to book this 30 minutes ago or whatever. And I was just oh, great, okay, cool. But I bookmarked it, I saved it for next time we're in the area. I will not be missing it. I'm absolutely going to stay there. I'm going to bring outfits and take photos and make it just the most beautiful, magical trip, because it's the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen ever in my life. So that's on the bucket list. But today, we're going to an antique mall in Virginia. It's allegedly, it says on the website, the largest antique mall in America. I don't believe that, but whatever they say, so that's where we're going right now. And I believe it's in a place called, starts with a V, Verona, Virginia, or something. And yeah, so I am going to go there in a little bit, and we're we're still a couple hours away, but yeah, we're gonna go there, shop around for a minute, and then we're going to head the other way, not east, the other way, and start heading toward our next destination, which, I'll be honest, if I stop, this is my rule with myself, if it's meant to be, it will be. When we stop in like 2.5 hours or 2 hours or whatever to get to this antique store, whenever we stop, then if I look on Airbnb and this particular property is available still for the next 2 days, not tonight, but like the next day and the next day, I'm going to book it. Most beautiful view I have ever seen in this part of the country before, and there are some pretty views here, so that's saying something. And even the pictures or the reviews on it say like the pictures don't even do it justice. Hey Rosie,
What?
say bye North Carolina.
Bye, North Carolina.
Hello Virginia.
Hello, Virginia.
Good job.
Hey, why are you going? How about we go from the first one we went to?
Well, we will. We're going backwards now because we're heading home. But yeah, anyway, the picture is just, the reviews are like the pictures don't even do it justice. This place is like the most beautiful, spectacular view. So I really want to film some videos there, and I want the girls to be able to see that kind of view as well. So if possible, if it's still available by the time we get to this antique mall, I am going to book it for not tonight, but tomorrow and the next day. And that is somewhere, I'm not going to say what state it's in, but it's somewhere, and it's kind of on the way home. Kind of. I'll be honest, I was manically looking at Airbnbs yesterday for a solid 2.5-3 hours. And that's when I was looking and I found that gorgeous fairy garden one, and I was like, oh my god, I need it. And then I got really frustrated, and then I was like, forget it, it's not meant to be, because I was looking in every state. I was looking in North Carolina, I was even looking like over in Georgia, I was looking in Missouri, I was looking in Tennessee, I was looking in West Virginia, I was looking in Ohio, I was looking in Indiana, like anywhere that I could justify as like, this is kind of on the way home. And I couldn't find anything, because it has to be a place where I feel it's safe for passport, and also like, because you know, some of those places, like they have the view that I'm looking for, or like the patio that I'm looking for, and the land and the privacy that I'm looking for, but they have like tons of animals, or like a lot of wildlife, or it's in the middle of the woods, or it's like, it's just scary. So I just have to make sure it's safe, and then suitable for passport. And then it also had to have a great view, and because that's what I was looking for. I was like, I can film in any hotel and that's fine, but I want a view. I want an outdoor ASMR video where I can film it in front of the most spectacular view, whether that's a lake, whether that's a river, whether that's a mountain, whether that's like the forest. I don't care, I just need a view. So I was looking for that, and it also, I was looking for one that was either available for 1 night or 2 nights, but it had to be like close enough to our route that it would make sense to go there. So like, it was so hard. And then last night at about midnight, I was like, I'm gonna just look again and see what I can see, because I knew I wasn't gonna look, because I had been looking for tonight and maybe tonight and tomorrow night. That's what I was looking for. And so it was like in this close area to North Carolina, and I was just like not finding anything. So I was like, okay, tonight's out, we're gonna stay in a hotel, that's fine. But what about the next day and the next day? Let's see what we can find, because a lot of the places on Airbnb are 2-night minimums, you know. So I was searching, and I ended up searching until, dare I say, 3:37 in the morning is when I found this place and decided on it. So yeah, 3:37 in the morning. So again, I spent another 3.5 hours looking at Airbnb, just trying to find one that was suitable for our needs. And anyway, it just, yeah, it's tough. It's tough out here trying to find like exactly what you're looking for. And so many places are like great, but then like the one place that we found that was really nice, that I was like, oh, this will work great. I go down to like the house rules, and it's like, you know, dogs welcome, whatever, but no huskies or shepherds. And the reason why was because there are other dogs like in the neighborhood who attack huskies and shepherds. And so they're like, yeah, dogs are welcome, any dog, any size, but not huskies or shepherds. And Passport is obviously like a little bit of a shepherd. So I was like, okay, I don't feel safe doing that. And yeah, just little things like that where it's just like, oh, cool, great. Yeah, so I found it, and if it's still available when we get to our location and I can safely book it, then it's meant to be, and if not, then it's not. So yeah, but I hope it is, because it is just a spectacular view. And Rosie, I don't think has ever, I mean, she's seen mountain views before, but it was when she was younger, and I don't think she really fully remembers it, you know? So, like, because when we were in Montana and Washington, there were some outrageously beautiful, stunning mountain views, and we hiked in the mountains and everything, but it's never been like out her back door, you know? So I'm hoping that she can enjoy some views. But anyway, I need a little something on my liparoos because they're dry. Just a little bit. Because if I put too much on, then I like start to think, you know. I got this comment on a video once that was just like, oh, everything was fine until you started sucking your finger. Disgusting. And it was like a video of me trying on a lip product. So I went, that's it. And they were like, disgusting. I was like, how dirty are your fingers, queen? Like, mine are not that dirty. And they're my fingers, shut up. Yeah, anyway, I thought that was funny. What else? Yeah, the stay was great. We filmed so many videos, you guys. Like, you're gonna just lose your minds with our videos, I think. They're so tingly, they're so relaxing, they're so great. And we got to have so much fun too. And like when we were filming the videos, we were having a good time. So it was like, it was just double the fun. It was just wonderful. And I think you guys are gonna be really happy. I tried to keep track so that I knew where we were at. I'm like very numbers, like organized I'm not about anything that I need to be organized about, but like when I'm keeping track of something, I need to know like a number. And so I was looking up I was keeping track of how many videos we filmed. And I think I filmed 3 shorts with her and 7 videos. So those will be coming up over the next few weeks, and I hope that you enjoy. So much fun, some personal attention. We did a Q&A with some wine. We did some like triggers and a ramble. There are just a bunch of things. So yeah, you're gonna be happy with the variety, I think. And then on her channel, we filmed so many wonderful videos. Really great, like, personal attention stuff where I got to, like, relax. And, yeah, just a great time. Just a great time. We got to have so much fun with the kids. The kids really got along and loved hanging out with each other, which was great. Because, you know, they're far apart in age, so I wasn't sure, like, how much bonding they would actually do, but they really did. Like, her son would just come up to Rosie and just give her a big hug and like just love on her, and it was just like, oh my God, he loves her. Like, it was just so sweet, and Rosie just loves him. So yeah, very, very cool to see that, and just to see the difference in like the last time we came to visit and now, how much we've all changed since then in various ways. It's just very interesting to see like the pictures and the videos from us 10 months ago when we were there, you know. Very different people, all of us. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. Packed up the car today, and last night I tried to have everything ready to go. Yeah, I tried to have everything ready to go by morning so that we could just get up and go. We did have to wash the dishes and like load a few things up into the car, but other than that, I pretty much had everything taken care of last night, and Rosie helped me so much this morning by like loading things up into the car, which was super awesome. Very, very helpful. She's so strong, it's insane. Like things that you would never think she'd be able to lift, she can just lift them, carry them upstairs, and you're just like, what do you do? How'd you do that? I struggle to lift that. Like my suitcase, full, packed to the brim, weighs at least 50 pounds. And she got it out of the car and dragged it across the yard and up the steps. I was just like, are you okay? Hulk? Crazy. So, yeah, there is that. But yeah, and on the way home here, I have it selected to not take any tolls, just because on the way, like the time difference is so minimal. From what I looked up, it was either going to be like, let's say, well, since I'm going out of my way apparently for the Airbnb trip, it's just a little out of the way. It's in the right direction, kind of. But yeah, let's just say it either said like 24 hours and 30 minutes or like 23 hours and 50 minutes. Like it was literally only like a half an hour difference. And I was just like, come on, you know, I don't want to take the tolls, because the tolls are expensive. Holy cannoli, artichoke, doodle doo. Like, my God, I was just like, on the way here, some of the tolls were like $4.50, and then other tolls were like $8.75. I was just like, huh? What? I don't have the money for this. I did bring cash though for it, so I was actually prepared. But the first time I went, or the last time I went down here, I was not prepared, and I did not have the cash. And I was just like, oh my God, what do I do? But I think, I think most of them take cards nowadays. But I did bring a bunch of quarters and some cash too, so that I would have money for the tolls just in case. But I'm just gonna see where it takes us on the way home if we don't do the tolls, and what route we end up going. So yeah, I was talking to CJ about my old bakery dreams of like owning a bakery, because Rosie was talking about how she wants to own a bakery. She doesn't want to go to college, she wants to own her own business and have a bakery, the biggest bakery in the world, where she makes all vegan versions of everything, she said. So it reminded me of back in the day. I knew that I'm not like an artistic girl. You might think I am, because I do like artsy things and creative things, and I make nails and stuff, but like when it comes to having a steady hand to make some like beautiful painted art, I can't do that. And I can't decorate cakes to save my life. I'm so bad at it. I've tried a couple times, the most recent time being my baby shower. I tried to do something, it was horrible, you guys. And so I always knew that I was a great baker and I would bake these delicious baked goods, but they would never be pretty. And so I always had this idea to have like a bakery where everything was like ugly. And I don't know if I literally did just come up with this today, but as far as I remember, I never came up with a name for it until today. And it just came to me as I was telling CJ this story, Ugly Cakes. And I can picture the writing being like in pink frosting type letters that's like bad cursive that you would put on a birthday cake, you know, like happy birthday Trilby, if you know, you know. And yeah, I was just picturing it like the logo for it, Ugly Cakes. And it just like, what a great name that is. Ooh, a car just passed me and their license plate says Slytherin. That's funny. Ravenclaw. Hufflepuff. Anyway, yeah, so I know that caught somebody off guard. Somebody right there just almost choked on their drink. Hufflepuff. Let's see here. Yeah, I know that I have a direction coming up at some point. I have to have my phone unplugged from my car, because if I have it plugged into the car, it while I talk to you, it doesn't record sound for some reason. So I have to have it unplugged when I talk to you. So it's always like an opportune time when it says you have 100 miles till your next whatever. And yeah, when I started this video, it said like 58 miles, continue on or something. So I think I still have some time, but every once in a while I keep glancing over just to see if any little directions are popping down, but I'm not looking at the screen. I'm being very safe. I have both hands on the wheel, and if I'm talking like this or I'm still being safe, okay? So I've been talking for the last 2 hours to Rosie, so this is just me recording it. That's the only thing. So yeah, I'm not holding my phone or anything like that. It's all good. For anybody wants to come out and be better than me in every single way, tell me how bad I am. Don't even think about it. Yeah, we had a great time. We really did. And it's so sad to leave because, you know, it sucks. Because I know that if we lived closer, we would see each other all the time, and so that's a bummer. But the good thing is with technology and stuff, we literally talk all the time, like every day, you know. So it's not like it's back in the 80s where it's just like, oh well, I'll call you on the phone, like on the landline every once in a while. I'll send you a letter, and then yeah, you don't ever see them or talk to them otherwise. Like, it would be hard to have a long distance friendship that way, but these days it's so easy. It really is. And I do need to get better about it with certain other friends that I have, even friends that are close by. I just need to get better at my communicating, because I feel like I often just like, I reply in my head and then I'm just like, oh, that's right, that was days ago, weeks ago. And I always do this thing where when I finally have the time to just sit there and be like, oh, I'm going to listen to their voice note, or I'm going to read their message, or I'm going to respond, it's always like 11 at night. And I'm just like, I don't want to bother them and like make their phone blow up in the middle of the night. And so I just am like, oh, I'll wait until morning. And then morning comes and I don't do it because I'm busy doing mom things and then filming videos. And so and then days go by like that every single time. So, yeah, I do need to get better about that. And I think I have been a little bit. I've been working on it. I've been working on it, you know. And I've been trying. One interesting thing I learned about North Carolina, or as Rosie would call it, North Carolina, is the cemetery situation. the cemetery, like there are a plethora of cemeteries in North Carolina that are just like in people's yards. And we don't have that a lot in Minnesota, where it's like a backyard family cemetery. But like where I was in North Carolina, like in just a 30-minute drive, there would be 6 of them. Like 5, I was exaggerating. 5 cemeteries I counted in a 20-minute drive that were like family cemeteries in people's yards. And then on top of that, there were 2 other cemeteries that were like big cemeteries. But yeah, I was just like, holy crap. And I told CJ, I was like, there are 6 cemeteries on this drive that are in somebody's yard. And Rosie was like, no, there are only 5. And I was just like, well, yeah, you're right, only 5. And CJ was like, that's 5 more than you'd have at home. So yeah, super, super cool, because that's always been my dream, is to have a cemetery in the backyard. Not my own, but like somebody else's, a pre-loved cemetery, a pre-dead cemetery where it's like already filled with bodies. That's what I've always dreamed of since I was literally a little kid. But I thought that the only way I could do that was to buy an old church that's no longer a church and renovate it into a house and then have the cemetery in the backyard. That's what I thought I would have to do. But it's like, I don't know, there are some houses, a lot of houses down here that have cemeteries already in them. And they're not even a church, they're just a house. So that is really cool and exciting to me. And I told Danielle this too. I was just, because somebody asked us a question in our Q&A that was like, well, where would you guys live if you were going to live together? Like, what's a place that you would compromise on to live together? And I was like, I would absolutely live in North Carolina. And I believe that. Like, I totally would. I am of the opinion that, like, okay, there are a couple states or locations that I do not want to live, no matter what. Wisconsin is one of them. I do not want to live in Wisconsin. And I do not want to live in Florida or Alabama or any, like, Georgia. None of those places. Unless it was Savannah. I would live in Savannah. But, like, those southern states that are so hot, like, no. But I've told CJ this before too. I'm like, if I found my dream house, and I'm talking like super, super old, but newly renovated to where, like, we don't have problems with the insulation being a fire hazard and like the pipes bursting and the like old plumbing. Like, if it was all renovated to where it was safe, but it was like an 1890s home, and it had beautiful stained glass windows and like by the front door, and a cemetery in the backyard, and lots of land, like acres of land, and like if it was my dream house, lots of windows, I don't care where it is. I truly do not care. Like, I would live in Wisconsin. I would live in Florida. If I had my dream, probably still not Florida, but it's just too hot for me. But anyway, I digress. If I found my dream home, I don't really have a tie to, like, I need to stay in this one specific area. I really don't. So if I find a home in North Carolina someday that is just everything I could ever dream of, who knows, you know? And at this point, like, CJ has his career that is tying him to Minnesota, and so he kind of has to stay here, you know? But if someday that changed and we were able to move around, I would move anywhere. But the problem is, and this is a big problem, is that I would have to take Auntie Shell with me. And she probably wouldn't want to go. If you guys don't know, if you're brand new here, Auntie Shell is my best friend in Minnesota, and she lives in Minnesota. She's always lived in Minnesota. She's a traveler like me. She loves to wander, but her home base is in Minnesota, and someday maybe Wisconsin. Like, who knows? I don't know her life, but I'm saying if I moved to Washington State or to North Carolina or to Maine or to wherever, she would have to come with me. So that'd be a little troubling when she is kicking and screaming from the trunk of my car all the way there. You know, that'd be a little bothersome, but she'd get over it. She'd get over it. Yeah, that would be the only really hard part about leaving Minnesota, because obviously, like, I want to be close to my family. I want to be close to CJ's family. Our combined family is what they are. They're not just his family or mine, but like our family. I don't want to live away from them, but at the same time, like, I've always been kind of the belief that, like, I don't ever want that to be a reason to hold me back from, like, following my dreams. So, like, if we did find a house that was amazing, but it was in another country or another state, it'd be like, well, damn, like, you guys can come visit anytime. You can move to the same area with us, or we'll just come home a few times a year and see you. You know, like, I don't want to be away from them, but I am also not going to let that be like a tether that I can't break free from. So, yeah, CJ would have a really hard time being away from his family, I think. But with me, like, my parents, they live 3 hours away from me anyway, so it's not like, and that 3 hours, I tell you what, that's a long ways when it comes to going to visit. It really is. It takes a lot. It's not just like a little trip, you know, where it's like, oh yeah, they're an hour down the road. It's a big commitment, and if you go there, you have to stay for a while because you want to make the trip worth it, and you have to, like, I have a small child, so I have to plan for that, and I have to plan with my dog, and, like, if the weather is going to be super, super cold or super, super hot, I have to plan that with Passport, and it's just like a whole thing. So, and, like, if my parents were to come down here, I don't have a place for them to stay, so it's like they have to make it a day trip where they come down and then they go back up, so they can't stay for long, and it's just like, it's a whole hullabaloo process. So, do I think that they could come down and see us more? Absolutely, but yeah, I don't know. We'll cross that bridge another time. So, yeah, like, for example, I also, another one of my big dreams has always been to own an Airbnb. I used to just call it a bed and breakfast, but now I would want it to be just like an Airbnb in Scotland. I've always wanted a, like, old castle looking house on the loch, on Loch Ness, and have it just be not like gimmicky where it's like pictures of Nessie on the walls and stuff, but like, I wanted it to be like themed that way for people who are coming to hopefully catch a glimpse of Nessie. That's what I've always wanted, and I've just always imagined me having a place in another country, specifically Scotland. It's always been a dream of mine. And now, for a little while there, I was just like, oh man, like, that dream is done. You know, like, I have kids now. I have to stay here by family. But it's like, no, I don't. I really don't. And the cool, yeah.
I need to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
There's a gas station like right there.
It's too late for that one, but we'll stop soon, okay? We'll stop at the next one. The cool thing about CJ's family is that they would probably come with us wherever we went, I think. His parents, at least, they would probably be like, well, damn, I don't want to live there, but okay, you know? Just because of Rosie and stuff, you know? But, yeah, I don't know. We'll figure out all of that someday when the time comes. But for now, I'm just a traveling little bird. I'm just like a wandering duck. I'm like a silly goose waddling through life and exploring. So, I'm going to plug in my phone and ask my phone if it can find us a bathroom for Miss Thang back there. And yeah, then we'll probably stop, fill up our tank. It's probably only going to take like $10 because we just got gas, but yeah, put a few bucks in the tankaroo and then get back on the road. And I'll probably talk to you again later. I hope that you're having a great day. I'll keep you updated. Check out my ASMR channel if you're interested in ASMR and the collabs that I've filmed over the last few days with my bestie, Miss Danny Renee ASMR. And I will chat at you guys later. I hope you're having just the best day. I'm sorry I didn't ask too much about you. I made it all about me, but I am really good at that, to be fair. So why suppress a skill that I am so blessed with? I don't know. But anyway, have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.